Hi. Oh, there we go. Now we're working. Welcome to Daily Doses. My name is Tracy. I'm your heart centered trauma coach. And I want to share a story with you today. Because what I've learned, or am learning, is that I am a bit of a storyteller. And one of my favorite things to do is to share stories of hope, of purpose, of value. Um, and in doing so, I last night wrote something in regards to being connected to something greater than myself and how I started that journey into the spirit world and to understanding that my internal being, so my soul, is connected to something way greater than myself. This happened for me when I was very young, and from that point forward, I've been able to see things, hear things. I get images when I touch somebody. I'm sent images and telepathic messages. Um, I actually don't know if it's telepathic, but I can feel them. I can't hear what they're saying, but I can feel them. Um, and I've always remained true to that connection. That is something that I've always carried with me, was knowing that there was something greater. So it gave me hope, and it gave me purpose, and it gave me life. So I'm going to share with you my story on how I became connected to what I call my angels. So this story is called Holding the Hands of My Angel. The day that I first became aware of something greater than myself was when I was left in a ditch after being assaulted. For the first time without knowing it, until I started to heal, I was protected by my angels. My experience was one of connection, awareness, to something so much more than the experience I had or was going through. It was beautiful, it was kind, it was gentle, it was real, it was genuine, and it was really hard to explain. The more that I learned about my connection to spirit, the more I became aware of my intuition, my ability to see these human angels, and how I was able to connect with them whenever I wanted. I was able to manifest healing in my body, and I learned how to get the tools to remain connected to them. To not forget that we're all connected to something greater than ourselves. They sent me gifts of validation, that we were connected, that this is my story about how I connected and remain connected for myself, to myself, for others, and for my angels. I'd just been assaulted, my body beaten, kicked, and thrown down the sides of a ditch. I lied there, unaware of everything else except for my body. I was in so much pain I couldn't feel anything other than the heat coming from every part of me. Coming in and out of consciousness, I focused on every part of me. I couldn't move, yet I felt I had to be strong enough to get into my body and energetically feel every part of me, to see if anything was broken. My thoughts of fear creeped in. Was I going to be stuck here? Was I going to make it out alive? Would someone find me? Fear was running through every part of me, every facet of my being. I didn't know how I was supposed to gain strength and courage to get up. I couldn't move. All I could feel was how hot my body was in comparison to the ground I was on. I closed my eyes, started talking to myself, screaming out loud. There was no one around. How was I going to do this? How was I going to get myself up? All of a sudden, something was telling me to listen. It was telling me to stop talking, stop screaming, stop yelling. That I was doing more damage than I was helping myself. I was confused. I was confused. I was in so much pain, yet this voice was reassuring. I stopped moving, and I surrendered. I turned inwards, giving myself the pep talk. It's not that bad. You got this. I started to notice that the more I spoke to myself, the more I could feel my body. I could feel it responding to my questions. This is when I felt something I wasn't expecting to feel. A warm hand with cold water stroking my face. I leaned into that and allowed it to take over my exhausted body. My eyes still closed, still screaming to myself, encouraging myself to feel all parts of me, to acknowledge all the parts of me that hurt. The more I gave in to the pain and the hurt, the more I felt this hand holding my face. Over a period of what felt like hours, I let myself feel weak. I let myself feel defeated. I let myself feel scared. I cried. I screamed. I let myself fall. into myself. I was exhausted. I let myself be consumed by the gentle hand that held my face. I felt the love that flowed through me, through the fingertips of her hand. I started to feel safe, cared for, and even taken care of. I was ready to lift myself. I was ready to deal with the journey back to where I was staying. I opened my eyes to reach out and ask for help up. To my surprise, there was no one there. I didn't know what was happening. I touched my face because I could still feel the wetness of water. I looked around and I was nowhere near water. The imprint of the hand is still on my face, sending me the warmth of love and healing. I called it healing because within that time that I landed in the ditch to the time I left, I was strong enough to get up, taking my body to safety and listening to it when it hurt. I had strength to keep going. I gained understanding that would take me on a journey through the spirit world. That's when I learned to listen, to truly listen to that voice that connected to my soul, that truly engaging with your internal being, you are also connected to your spirit. To this day, when it gets really painful, I can feel her hand on my face, letting me know I'm safe and protected, and will always be powerfully guided, properly guided. If I trust myself and the idea that we're all guided daily to see our souls, we will see the blessings in life. This is my story's courage, strength, and belief, and how I carried all these into my present day. And without these connections with spirit, and without my understanding of my connection to it, we become stronger people. We become more connected, and we feel more loved and more appreciated. So always remember that you are being protected, no matter how hard it gets. And remember that we have choices. We have 30 seconds to make that choice. Even if both choices that we have to make, either one of them is not what we need. Choose what aligns with you the most. And then from that point forward, keep doing that momentum. Keep doing what aligns you. Keep doing what makes you feel good. Even if the choices in front of you aren't what you want or what you need at the moment. But they're the only two you have. Choose the one that keeps you most aligned. So thank you for watching. Appreciate it. Much love to you all. Have a great day.